One of the best questions you can just ask yourself, very basic, and it is simply why. Ask why more and more and more. And welcome to another episode of Reno's Rants here on the Roughnecks Podcast. Make sure to stay up to date with everything we got going on by signing up for the newsletter that is on roughneckspodcast.com. Sign up for that, stay up to date, and hey, while you're there, go ahead and support us. Grab some merch while it's there. We got a lot of cool stuff from t-shirts to mugs to flags to pretty much anything that you can think of. And I tell you what, use promo code Reno and get yourself 10% off. All right, let's dive into today's rant. Yo, Reno's Rant here on the Roughnecks Podcast. Going to keep this one nice, short, sweet, a little bit spicy. We are going to talk about one of the best questions you can just ask yourself, very basic, and it is simply why. Ask why more and more and more. Find the root cause on what's causing this situation or thing to happen by simply just asking why. Be as curious as you can possibly be. And don't just ask why one time. Ask it again and again and again and again, and it'll slowly start to unravel exactly where the root cause is, what that certain thing is that's causing all of this trickle effect. Okay, we like to look at sort of the big problem. We ask why one time, and then we're just stuck on that one thing. And I'll kind of give you an example here. Like, it's like why didn't I get the job? Why didn't I get the job? And then sometimes well, you're not qualified enough. It's like, okay, well, why am I not qualified enough? It's like, well, you didn't get trained to do whatever it is. It's like, okay, why didn't I get trained to do that? Well, because we didn't have enough time. Well, why didn't I have enough time, or why didn't we have enough time to get me trained? Well, we were too busy. We were procrastinating. Why were we procrastinating? Oh, because we were stressed out, or because I was stressed out. Well, why are you stressed out? Well, I got all these things going on at home, or wherever. Well, maybe that's the root cause to all of this. It's not the question on why you didn't get the job. The answer now lies within you. It's multiple layers deep. If you got this stuff going on at home, that's why it's impacting your performance. And that's why it's impacting you not being able to get trained. Or same thing, why can't I lose weight? And it's well, it's probably because you're not eating properly. Well, why aren't you eating properly? Well, I didn't have time to cook. Well, you see what I'm doing here? Why didn't you have time to cook? Well, because I didn't go to the grocery store, so I didn't have things. Well, why didn't you go to the grocery store? Just take things deeper and deeper and deeper, and that's going to be your source. That's going to be the reason. I always like to say, ask why 5 times. That 5th time is usually going to get you your answer. And be curious about it. Continue to dig deeper and deeper and deeper, because we have, these awesome goals. We have these awesome visions. We have these awesome, milestones that we want to hit. And it's great to have all of that. It's great. But in order to get there, you got to ask yourself why it's not progressing, or why it's not happening sooner. There's a lot of underlying details that I think you can discover just by simply asking why, and then sort of, map it out too. That could be a big, I don't know, like a tree graph. Is that the right, I don't know the right word, or, you have your goal, then it branches off into 3 different categories. Then each one of those categories branch off into subcategories. Then each subcategory branches into different tasks in order to complete that subcategory. Then once you complete those subcategories, it just works its way back up. But you have to build it out first. And the only way you're going to be able to build it out is by simply asking why. Why is this not working? How can we be better at this? Why aren't we better at this? Well, break it down. And you'll find out a lot of things about yourself. You'll find out a lot of great things about, maybe the company that you work at. You're going to find out a lot of good things about other people. Like, why are they acting like this? Then you find the answer. Well, why are they doing that? And there's multiple layers of thing. That's why you can't always take the first thing that someone says or that your boss says or that your coach says immediately. Like, there's always a why behind everything. Why are they acting that way? What's going on here? And most of the time, it circles back to something that you might be doing. And maybe that's a habit that you need to change. And by branching it down to all those little subcategories and tasks, that's where you can add in the habit. Hey, okay, I know this is a reason why that I'm not getting here. So attack that one tiny little task. That's just going to help you build and further progress to get to that milestone, to get to that goal. You got to break it down. And each time you break it down, you can tackle each thing at a time. Then your why slowly becomes less and less and less. And then you look back and you say, why did this work? Or why didn't this work? Because of this, because I tried this. And then now you have the full scope, and you can always revert back to those reasons that you found out by simply because you asked why. All right. That is all I'm going to say. Be curious, ask why, question everything, be just a sponge of thing, and be willing to, it's an ego thing a little bit too. You have to be willing to kind of look at yourself and say, yeah, maybe I'm the problem. That's why. Maybe it's me. Maybe I got to change something. Or you look at somebody else. That's why. Maybe you get rid of them, and then that takes care of one of those tasks. Who knows? Food for thought. Think about it. Ask why. And hey, I will see you guys next time. Hey, thanks for tuning into today's episode of Reno's Rants here on the Roughnecks Podcast. Make sure to share, follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. And if you have topics that you want us to cover, make sure to get those to us. You can either email us at roughneckspodcast@gmail.com, or you can just simply message us on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever you feel like doing. We will be sure to cover that. Really appreciate all the support you guys are giving us. Until next time.